Hello everyone, this is Gear2before here, and welcome back to another Minecraft World War II vehicle tutorial. In this tutorial, we'll be going ahead and building the Sd.Kfz 251-1 Offs A. This is your standard German half-track that was used throughout the war for mechanized infantry, basically just being an armored personnel carrier for troops and all that, contributing to Germany's blitzkrieg type of plans. But it's one of the most iconic vehicles of World War II in my opinion, and will be a perfect addition to any battlefields you have involving the Germans. Now, this build here is going to be available for download solely by itself if you're interested. There'll be a link down in the video description that will take you to my Planet Minecraft, and there's also a pack that has all the different main production variants of the Sd.Kfz 251 series, so if you're interested in that as well, there'll be a download link for that as well in the video description, as well as all the information for commands used and my resource and share packs. So if that's anything you're interested in, you can find those again in that video description. With that though, let's go ahead and move into the tutorial by beginning with our first layer. Alright everyone, so going ahead and moving into our tutorial here, we're going to be going ahead and starting with layer 1. Now for layer 1, we want to go ahead and start off by going ahead and getting our front wheels set up. So we're going to place down a polished blackstone brick stair upside down like this, and then a cobbled deep slate top slab, and then another upside down stair to this side. Now, at this point here, we are going to use item frames, and we're going to use them invisible. I'll be leaving a link to the command for 1.21 down in the video description. For my Java players, you can go ahead and use invisible item frames. If you're not on Java, then you'll simply go ahead and use just regular item frames will work as well. Now we're going to place down the item frame on both sides there, as well as a gray stained glass pane in the item frame, and then a stone button on the side here, and the stone button can be placed if you're on Java. Unfortunately, item frames and buttons can only be placed in the same block space if you're on Java, so you will have to just either choose the button or the item frame depending on what version of Minecraft you're on. We're going to go ahead and place down an item frame on these two stairs, as well as a tripwire hook in the item frames, and rotate them so that they're facing this direction here. And we're going to place down a dark oak wood sign here on the front. Now going back from this, we're going to take our cobbled deep slate. You can also use just like polished blackstone or any sort of just gray color here. Stone would also work. I forgot to mention that I am using my texture pack here, so things are going to look a little different here. But basically just some sort of gray slabs and stairs is what you're going to want to be using for this build. So we have our row 3 of our top slabs here. Then we're going to place down a top slab in the center, and then a deep slate upside down stair to both sides, like so. After that is done, we're going to go ahead and then place down a cyan terracotta block to both sides. Again, you can use stone or just whatever gray material you're using here for the slabs. Again, with my texture pack here, things match a little bit better using the cyan. We can also go ahead and grab ourselves some end rods. We're going to place down an end rod in between these blocks. Now we're going to go and then go back from these full blocks and place down 3 walls like this going back, and then we're going to go ahead and again place down our end rods in between those walls like so. We're going to place down an upside down deep slate stair to both sides here, as well as an item frame on both sides of this full block, and in that item frame we're going to place down a cobweb on both sides, and then also again a stone button if you're on Java. So just like that. And then continuing on the back here, we're going to place down a top slab in between these stairs, and then a dark oak wood fence gate, which we're going to open the fence gate here toward the slab like that. And once you have that all done right there, that is going to wrap up what we have for the main structure here. I'm going to go ahead and grab the materials we'll need, and I'll show you guys how to make the banners, which we'll be using for the road wheels along the tracks. Alright guys, so to go ahead and make our banner here that we'll be using on the wheels, we're going to need a black banner, 1 gray die, and 2 black die, and obviously a loom here. We're going to, and also the field mason banner pattern. We're going to place our black banner in the loom, as well as gray die, and also our field masoned banner in our black banner here. And this is going to create this brick pattern here on that. We're going to grab that banner, put it back into our loom, remove the field mason banner pattern, and then we're going to place our black die in there. We're going to do a border of black around it like so. And then we're going to do a line across the center here of black as well to go ahead and create that design. And that's all we need to do for that. And you'll just place down 3 on each side on the side here of these walls, just to kind of give them a little bit more detail there and make them look a little bit more like the road wheels there. Anyways though, that's going to wrap up everything we have for layer 1 here. Here again is a top-down view of what that should look like. And with that, we'll be going ahead and moving into our next layer, which will be layer number 2. Moving into our next layer, we have layer number 2. For layer 2 to start with, for my Java players, we're going to place down a piston that's going to be on its side like so. If you're not on Java, I'd probably recommend a stair of whatever material you're using for the rest of the build. A stair would probably work best here, but again, for my Java players here, we're going to place down a piston like so. We're also going to go ahead and place down a gray bed on top of these stairs here to both sides. Again, that'll be more for my Java players. If you're not on Java, I'd recommend just a standard half slab of, again, whatever material you're using for the main body. But with our beds here, we're going to place down our beds like this, and we want to use our Debug Stick here, which again, the command for that will be in the video description. And you're going to go ahead and rotate these beds like so that they stick out like this. You'll delete the pillow section, and you have these kind of cool fender looking designs for it. So you'll go ahead and do that there. We're going to place down a cyan terracotta block behind that, and then we'll also follow this up with a cobbled deep slate wall to both sides of this as well. And then after we have the deep slate wall, we're going to place down another cyan terracotta block, and we're going to go ahead and then place down a upside down deep slate stair. Again, whatever material you're using, upside down stair to both sides. And we're going to go ahead and also use our debug stick here again for my Java players, and we just want to go ahead and extend the wall going forward and back like that. And we're also going to go ahead and get rid of the up portion as well, so you create this nice flat looking design there. And the same thing will be done over here on this side as well. So south and north for me, and maybe east and west for you, just depending on your orientation. So it'll look just like that. We're also going to place down an item frame here on this front bed and a fireworks star in it like that to create the little light that's on the front here. After that is all done, for the inside here, we do want to go ahead and do a little bit of interior. There's not much to fit on here, but there is something we can do. We're going to place down a brewing stand right here in the center just for a little bit of interior detail. A upside down stair again to both sides, like so. And then behind that brewing stand, we're going to place down a polished black stone stair like this for the driver's seat. And to the sides of that stair, we're going to go ahead and use polished tuff on both sides like that. And we're going to place down 2 more polished tuff blocks back to go ahead and create that row. And we're also going to place down stone buttons on the 2 end blocks of polished tuff. On the inside here, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves some spruce slabs, and we're going to place some spruce wood slabs like that to create the floorboards for the inside. We'll also take our stair. We're going to place down a stair right here, and then an upside down stair to both sides of it, so just like that. And then we want to go ahead and place down a wall on the back here, and we're also going to place down a glass pane to both sides. Again, if you're on Java, we'll take our glass pane and we'll modify the direction of it so that it connects up to the corner there of the stair. And you can also raise the sides here of the walls as well, so it creates a nice flat design there across the back. And once you have that all done right there, that's going to wrap up everything we have for layer 2. Here again is a top-down view of what that should look like. Do make sure for my Java players to go up to the front here and just right-click that piston with your debug stick to go ahead and get rid of the extended portion like that. But that is going to conclude everything we have for layer number 2, and with that, let's move on to layer number 3. So I said just layer 3, but for this, we're probably just going to honestly move into our final layers as we don't really have too much left to do here. To start with, though, we're going to place down a row of our daylight detectors, couldn't remember the name there, and we're going to turn them to the night mode like so across the front there like that, and then a dark oak trapdoor coming off it down the front here. On top of this bed here, we're going to place down a flower pot, so that will complete our front. And then grabbing our stairs, we're going to place down a stair here, and then a corner stair to both sides of it, so just like this to both sides. After that's done, we're going to go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stairs, and same thing over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Across the center here, we're going to place down a stair like this to go ahead and close off the back, as well as a dark oak trapdoor on the very back to go ahead and finish that off. Now for a little bit of detailing here for the German iron cross, we're going to place down an item frame on the side of this stair here. In that item frame, we want to place down a white stained glass pane. And if you're on Java, we can go ahead and do a little bit extra here by placing down a block to the sides, a polished black stone block in those item frame, on the side of the blocks. And we're just going to go ahead and rotate this around until it connects up to the side of the stair. So it's going to create a nice design there for the German iron cross there that they use for the military. We're also going to go and place down an item frame on the side of this corner stair, and in that item frame we're going to place down a chain for this like little bit that sticks up right here on the vehicle. Now once that's all done, for the top up here, we're going to take our iron bars. We're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 iron bars that go up from this stair right here. And that's the basic design there for the half track. If you do want to add the machine guns on, we're going to cover that next. For our machine guns, we're going to place down a wall right here. You could also probably use a stair as well, but for us, we're going to go ahead and use a wall. Now coming off the wall going forward, we're going to place down a chain to create the barrel of the machine gun. And on the back here again, we're going to go ahead and place down a placeholder block. And on that block, we're going to place down a tripwire hook, and we're going to use our debug stick here to rotate it around so it connects up to the wall like so. For the wall itself, we'll modify the properties of it. So we'll have the forward section kind of at a low setting, and then the sides here will also be low. So what this does, it kind of creates the gun shield around the machine gun, but doesn't make it like super oversized and stuff. So it looks really good there. After that's done, on the back here for this machine gun, we're going to place down a wither skeleton skull, as well as a chain. And then we're going to go ahead and again place down a placeholder block right here, a tripwire hook, use our debug stick here to rotate that around to connect up to the skull. And on the other side here, we're also going to go ahead and place down another block, a stone button, and we're going to go ahead and rotate this around to connect up to that skull like that. And that right there is going to conclude the design I have here for the Sd.Kfz 251 Hanomag German half track. So hope you guys do enjoy this build and are able to put it to good use. If you do end up using it, I do ask that you guys give me proper credit for it. This can be anything from a side of the build to link to my channel or this video if this does appear on any social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for it, you're free to use it for projects you guys are working on. And that though, thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Garrett 2x4, and I'll see you guys next time.